Hi there. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Nicole, and back in August I started the Transform 30 program. I had a lot of positive changes from it, but I'm going to try to keep it short and highlight just the most important ones for time's sake. Just to give you some backstory, 4 years ago I developed Meniere's disease, which is an inflammatory degenerative disease of the inner ear. It causes ringing in my ear. It causes vertigo, random attacks of vertigo, which is probably the worst part about the whole thing, and also gradual hearing loss. I had been on various medications for it, and at first they seemed to be helping, but as the years went on, they worked less and less. The only thing that did seem to work when I would have a flare-up is to take oral steroids. And as we all know, they are not good for our bodies. They reduce inflammation, but I was just putting a Band-Aid on the problem. I wasn't actually dealing with the problem itself, and gaining a lot of weight each time I took the steroids in the process. So the only other option that the doctors had presented to me was to have surgery. Now, some of the less invasive surgeries had absolutely no guarantee that they would work. 30 to 50% success rates. And the more invasive ones involved actually taking parts of my ear out and leaving me with no hearing in that ear whatsoever. So I really felt like I was stuck. I didn't like any of those options, staying the same way that I was or doing surgery, so I decided to research an anti-inflammatory diet. Now, my son had already been on Juice Plus for a couple months, and I was seeing what health benefits he was experiencing from it. So I decided to do the Transform 30 program, which is actually an anti-inflammatory diet. I would say within 2 days, my energy levels just skyrocketed. I couldn't believe how different I felt. I felt like a whole new person, and the weight started to come off really quickly too. I think by the end of the first 30 days, I had lost 12 inches total off of my body and 6 pounds. I decided to do another round and do second 30 days. And by the end of that, I had lost 18 inches total and 9 pounds. Now, 9 pounds may not sound like a lot to you, but I think the inches are really important to pay attention to, because 18 inches is a lot. And that's one of the things about Transform 30 that is really cool, is it helps your body hold on to your muscle when you're losing weight. So you lose the right kind of weight, you lose the fat, which a lot of times when you diet, that is not the case. You end up losing muscle along with fat. So those really high numbers are not indicative of just fat loss. And then the other thing that I experienced that was very positive was my skin. I would have people stopping me and just saying, "Oh, you look really good. Like, what are you doing?" My hairdresser told me I was glowing. The man that works in the produce section at Target stopped me, and he didn't know that I was doing Transform 30, and he said, "What are you doing different? You're doing something different. You look really good." So that was just wonderful to hear and get that validation from other people. But the most important thing I would say probably is that I was able to stop taking all of my medication for my Meniere's disease, because I was continuing to take the medications even though I didn't feel that they were working, because the doctors had told me to do so. But since after being on the program for a couple weeks, I was gradually able to stop taking everything. I have not had a single flare-up, haven't had any symptoms. So obviously, fingers crossed that that continues, but I just can't say enough about what Transform 30 has done for me, and I would highly recommend it to anybody who wants to lose weight or to just change their health in general. It's awesome. Have a good night.